Alright guys, it's time to talk about another Direnzo release. This is the DRZ04, the Mondial, and I have two colorways. So the owner of the brand, Sergio, sent over two for me to check out and share with you guys. I, of course, gravitated towards the white dial, so let's show the blue or greenish blue dial before I get totally taken over by the white dial. So let's get into the case size and then we'll talk about the details. So you're looking at a 40 millimeter case, 48 lug to lug, non-drilled lugs, because, well, it's an integrated bracelet into, proprietary into the case. So you're probably not going to change out the straps or anything. As of now, there aren't any different material strap options yet. Maybe in the future, who knows? We'll see. 11.5 millimeter thick, that's including a double dome sapphire crystal. There will be a nice application of AR coating on the underside. These are both prototypes, so keep that in mind. There's going to be some changes along the way. If you want to take this measurement up here, usually I do lug width, but if you want to take the total width up here, is 24. Bracelet tapers down nicely to an 18. Again, prototypes with a butterfly clasp, but I have to say this is something really cool that I love about micro brands. Is I was talking to the owner, and after the unboxing and after some other people seeing the watch, and the group that I run with, there's a lot of us that are not really on board with the butterfly clasp. I do have to side note, I wore that white dial for 4 days straight, had zero issue with the butterfly clasp, and you guys know I don't really care for that style or design, especially when it's coupled with an H-link bracelet, which can become an issue with nailing down a size. However, my point of what I started to talk about was there's going to be a fold-over clasp included with the purchase of your watch. So that was something that I talked to the owner on, and he went back to his manufacturer, and they talked about it, sorted it out, and you will have the option of the butterfly or the fold-over. So if you think it's a problem, he solved it. So that's what's awesome about microbrand. You can have that direct connection with them, and they'll work with you. And if it's something they can do that makes a good decision overall for the project, then they'll go for it. And that's exactly what happened. So I'll put a link in the description down below. These are going to go on pre-sale March 20th of 2021. And that is clearly laid out in the website link that I put down below. Once you do your purchase, they'll be delivered June of 2021. So it's not like a Kickstarter campaign or anything like that. It's just a pre-order, a pre-sale, whatever you want to call it, and then he'll take care of all the logistics and get them shipped out. So that's awesome. I have already put my name on a white dial one. No surprise there, right? I'm on that white dial kick, and this watch right here absolutely is a must-have for me. Almost to the point where, well, not almost, for me, it is the exact same must-have as, like the Visitor that I bought and some of the other white dial ones I have. As soon as I got my hands on this and wore it for 4 days straight, I was like, Sergio, put my name on a white one. I definitely am going to have a white one. And then it's going to be a bonus. I'll try it and I'll share it on video once it happens later on this summer. But I will do a little comparison. Which one do I actually like more? Do I like the butterfly or do I like the fold-over? So I'm curious to have that experiment with one watch, because sometimes, and maybe in this case, the butterfly clasp works better. It is possible. I get it. I understand it now after wearing this one. In the H-link bracelets here, they're not all the same size H-link. So some of them are actually, it's not like a half link, but it is a little bit shorter. So you can potentially dial in the fitment with the H-link, and I'll show this on the wrist here in a little bit. There are really nicely done screw links. I used the 1.2 screwdriver, seemed to work really good in this, and had no problem with it. So if you're looking for the proper tool to size it yourself, I highly recommend getting a 1.2 by 40 flathead, and it'll do the trick for you. Screw down crown, 200 meter water resist. Scratch that. 100 meter water resist. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying 200 meter water resist when I talk about screw down crown. You can see how I transitioned away from the green, blue, or whatever you want to call it, to the white dial now. I'm not going to set this one down. We're going to have BGW9 lume on this. And there are other colorways actually, before I get too carried away. So there's like a smoke gray dark one there. There's the white one. There's the green one. There's that bluish one. And then this is a limited edition like meteor dial with a red date wheel and a pop of red, a couple other spots. That one's going to be a little bit of a premium because there's only going to be 40 of those and, you know, the meteor dial. But anyway, the white one is the one I want. It might not be the one you want, but that's the one I want. Stainless steel, obviously 316L stainless steel, but it is actually coated with a scratch prohibitor type thing. It's going to be like 800 Vickers or something. So it is going to be slightly scratch resistant. That's going to help. The movement is an Sellita SW200, and you can witness that through the sapphire display case back. And it actually put a little red Direnzo logo there. So you can see that kind of centering over the part of the rotor there. Swiss made, obviously, 100 meter DRZ04 Mondial, designed by Sergio. That's kind of a cool touch, huh? Right on the screw down case back, who's designed by. All that is also clearly laid out on the website. So when you go with the SW200 Elaborate grade, you also get the Inca Block anti-shock system in this. So it is not just the run-of-the-mill SW200. It's got a little bit of tech involved, so that'll be also kind of a nice feature to have. In case you're ever wondering what movement is in your watch, if you get some good glasses or snap a picture and blow it up, if you look right up, let me see if I can get a pointer, just so you know. If you look right up above, it's hard to see in video, but if you look right up above the wheel there, you'll see some stampings and some information, and that's usually where you can find a SW200, SW300, 330, even the ETA numbers, they'll all be put up there. So here is a closer look at the dial. What I noticed right away on the dial, other than it's just super clean, tastefully done, is it's a bowl, it's a dish. Check it out. You guys see what it does, right? It ramps up around the edges. That is such a beautiful design element. And then you have those, the printing on, you have them up top, and then you have them down below. So you see it where the hour hand hits it and the seconds hand tracks directly over it. And then it also kisses the very edge of the outer printing. So it's just, when you look at this up close, everything is done intentionally. There's nothing on accident here, just like when the lollipop on the seconds hand eclipses the round date wheel or exposure at the 6 o'clock. Also, the positioning of the printed date will be fine-tuned, so it's perfectly in that right there. This is a prototype. It's a little off. It's not a big deal. And I don't know if you noticed it either. On the blue one, it's a blue wheel. So I suspect on the green one, it'll be a green one, and on the black one, it'll be a black one. So that's also kind of cool. I love the logo, simple printing, Direnzo, Geneve, automatic. Love the font down there. And the handset. So that is something you also see across the Direnzo lineup, is that really nice styled handset. Also unique to the brand. You know, plenty of length on that hour hand and minute hand to differentiate them. And you have the center where it gets towards the stack. It's actually skeletonized, so that's kind of a nice little pop of detail. Nice signed crown, really nice brushing and finishing on the case, and as my buddy Bruce pointed out, it's a little softer on the transitions on the bracelet. You got to look close for that stuff, guys. That stuff kind of doesn't bug me. So in the bracelet, also done intentionally. The flow on this bracelet is well done. It just drapes so nice. And that's because there's intentional spacing between the links, which make it so it can articulate and do stuff like that, which is just going to help with the comfort of the bracelet on wrist. So, beautiful job. Well done. Let's see. I think I covered just about everything. Pricing. I didn't talk about pricing. So everything is in CHF. So I did the conversion. Again, you'll have to track that and keep track of it on your own, whether it changes or not. But on the pre-sale for these regular ones like this is going to land at around $660 US. The retail price on it will end up being like $794. And then for that limited meteorite dial that I talked about, that one's going to land at about $827 for the pre-sale, and then $959 for the retail on that one. But really, this, for example, this white dial, $660 on the pre-sale. Unique design. There's nothing, I mean, awesome bracelet, awesome case. Love the white dial. That's a preference of mine. Rugged enough movement, Swiss made, super thin, super comfortable, all that stuff. Is it worth $660? You betcha. I would buy it in a heartbeat. So, but everyone's going to have their own preference when it comes to integrated bracelets and all that stuff. You can't really gripe about the butterfly clasp anymore because you're also going to get the fold over. But here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Like I said, I sized this one up and it feels and wears great. It disappears on wrist. It is such a clean design. A little bit of me is actually thinking I might end up liking the butterfly over the fold over. I could be wrong. I'll let you guys know when I actually get my production model and I try it both out, but I might actually wear this with a butterfly clasp. I think I like that clean, it's like there's no transition, it just flows. So it really looks like jewelry. All right, let's check the lume. Keep in mind, prototype, the BGW9 lume is going to be brighter on the productions. So it is a little weak on these. It will be a little bit brighter. I don't think it's going to be like Diver, Seiko Diver brighter, but it is going to be a little bit brighter. These aren't bad. I think these are plenty legible, but they'll be a little bit better on the production. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Sergio for sending these over. I'll talk to you on the next vid.